Hello. So, if you guys were the envelopes or the sealed envelopes, this is going to be for you. So, please keep in mind that the sealed envelope, in my opinion, is something where it can be like sacred knowledge, something that you're afraid to know, something that you already know, but you don't really want to look at, or some kind of secret message from your ancestors, from a person in your actual life, or even from yourself, which is like, hello, letters to your future self, right? So that would obviously make sense. And it can also feel like something is very urgent or something is kind of top secret. So, what I want to say is like, don't procrastinate. For some reason, I'm getting that. So, let's go ahead and see what's going on for you. So, your future self is in the Eight of Pentacles in reverse right now. An urgent message is the Two of Cups. Advice for the present is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. How to move forward is the Two of Swords. Or excuse me, what you're becoming. And then final words here. Okay. So let's take a look at that. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse for who your future self is right now is somebody who's basically bored. You know, it's somebody who's a little bored, somebody who's kind of twiddling their thumbs. They're like, damn, why did I pick this job? Or why did I go after this thing? Or why did I decide to work on this specific project ultimately, right? That Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So it feels like your future self is a little like, needs some more options in their life, essentially, and maybe something to work on. I do feel like with that Two of Cups for an urgent message, there can be a lover in your life or somebody that you're needing to connect with and or reconnect with for some kind of reason. Maybe there was a misunderstanding of some sort that you're not aware of. The Six of Pentacles in reverse, this is kind of like advice for the present. So I want to say when it comes to budgeting, when it comes to saving money, when it comes to putting your energy or offering things of yourself to another, are you being taken advantage of? Do you feel like there's somebody here who doesn't appreciate you? Are you the one that's being ungrateful in some kind of way? The Two of Swords for who you're kind of becoming or who you're turning into. Two of Swords, it can either be like the peacemaker or somebody who is avoidant, somebody who is procrastinating, somebody who's taking too long to make a decision. The final words, high priestess. This is telling me that you have higher potential than you think that you do. And that's probably why that Eight of Pentacles is in reverse for where your future self is right now. It's like, yeah, I'm bored of this. This isn't challenging. This is boring. I hate this, basically. I'm not getting anywhere with this. So I kind of want to say with those final words, like high priestess, is asking you to listen to your own internal guidance about something specifically. So let's see. Yeah, look at that. Okay. It seems like your future self is wanting to break out into something new, you know? It feels like your future self is also very bored with their work. It can be that they're not taking care of themselves. I'd be very cautious right now with what habits you're forming and what coping mechanisms you're forming right now, that are unhealthy, that are going to affect you in the future. So a lot of you in the future, it seems like you may be very bored with at work or feel like you're just, you're not making any money or you're not getting anywhere. And it can be this energy of you not taking yourself because you feel so dispassionate about where you're at in life. And the Four Wands can be good, but with the rest of the cards, it almost looks like you are going out too much or you are going out and partying or something like that. And for others of you, it's just about this energy of wanting to break free from your current circumstance. And this is your future self. So it's like, take care of that now. Are you doing something right now that you don't want to do? And listen, we all got to do what we need to do in order to do what we want to do in the end, right? So I get that. But like, it's time to start making moves towards whatever that thing is now. The Two of Cups for urgent advice with the Page of Cups in reverse and the Knight of Cups in reverse. This is really about connecting with your own inner child and connecting with your creative self. So if you guys have some kind of creative ability in some kind of way, and I think that we all do it to some extent, right? This is telling you to connect with that part of yourself, that you need to connect with that part of yourself. It's imperative that you do is kind of what I'm feeling with that. And then with that Eight of Pentacles and that Queen of Pentacles there, it's like, you seem so bored in the future. Like you're so bored doing something, to the point where it's making you kind of neglect yourself in some kind of way. So I don't like that. I think that for others of you, if there is a lover, a partner, a child, some kind of soulmate in your life, which doesn't have to be romantic, that you're needing to connect with, this would be the time. This is the urgent advice. So you may be needing to connect with said person. That Six of Pentacles in reverse is advice for the present circumstance. The Eight of Wands, the King of Wands. Okay, interesting. You know that saying, if no one's listening, stop talking, or if they're not listening, stop talking. I'm kind of getting that's what that is, okay? Um, for others of you, if there is advice coming from a masculine energy that you are not taking heed of or heed to or whatever the thing is, this would be the time to do that. Because I feel like somebody is attempting to give you really lucrative or positive or even entrepreneurial advice. It looks like it could be a masculine, maybe a Leo, maybe an Aries, maybe a Sag, could be a Cancer as well, but it could be any sign. This is just a general pick a card. But it feels like for some of you, you're not listening. Okay. For some of you, it can be that you're not listening to this person when they have really great advice for you, which is going to help you move forward in some kind of way. This person could also be at a distance from you for some of you. Okay. This could be a teacher or even a mentor or a guru. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they have mentor or guru on their resume. They could just be that for you without them knowing and without you knowing. But I feel like they're trying to lead you in the right direction. So it would probably behoove you to listen to what it is that they're trying to say. Then we have the Two of Swords for who you're becoming, the Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. Yeah, don't take too long to grasp an opportunity that's available to you because you get lost in the sauce, or now I really don't know what I want, or I get lost in the fantasy, or I get too lost in other options that may be available to me, but they're not available to me right now. And so I'm just fantasizing about what could be instead of living in the here and now. So I want to say, make sure that you're living in the present moment. Don't avoid certain opportunities in your life just because you think of all the other opportunities that you could have that are not readily available to you. It doesn't mean that you have to pick the first opportunity that drops into your lap, but definitely try to not be so avoidant of those things. The High Priestess for your final message. Okay. Was there something that you really enjoyed doing when you were little that other people told you that you couldn't become, or that you never thought you would become, or whatever the thing is? This is telling you to listen to that part of yourself, which is kind of making me think of that urgent advice about reconnecting with your inner child and getting in touch with that part of yourself, because I feel like you have this great potential. Like, it's like the sky is the limit kind of thing. You probably have some really great, very balanced, strong masculine and feminine energies within you. And it's trying to tell you to trust that within yourself, trust the gift that you were given by God, trust the gifts that you were born with in order to lead you in the right direction. And don't steer clear of that. Like, it's telling you to go in that specific direction with that thing. And so I feel like a lot of you guys are going to get a message from somebody. It doesn't literally have to be something in an envelope, but I feel like you guys are going to get a message from somebody. And I feel like it's from this King of Wands character. This can be somebody who is entrepreneurial, very confident, even maybe attractive. Okay. But they may be trying to set you on the right motion or set you in the right direction. But you could be like, "Ah, I don't value their advice," or "I'm not okay, whatever, grandpa," or you know what I'm saying? So try to listen to that, because I definitely feel like this person is attempting to help you. Take time to breathe out, and karmic relationships, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Okay. So for some of you, it can be this thing right here that I was saying. Maybe there is some kind of karmic relationship, but you don't realize, or maybe you do, that is trying to help you grow. It's trying to help you become more emotionally stable, more emotionally mature, whether you realize it or not. And there may even be like a trigger that this person has on you that's triggering some kind of creative ability within you, and even triggering some kind of internal child. It's telling you to chill out, okay? Be cautious of getting angry, be cautious of anger problems. It's okay to be angry, just making sure that you're channeling it in the proper way, because you may find yourself getting a little bit overly emotional within the next couple of months, or find yourself kind of lashing out irrationally, or whatever the case may be, okay? So just something to be cautious of. So thanks a lot to my envelope people. If you guys want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at violettaalexis.com. If you want to read my writing, you can do so at wheredeadflowersbloom.com. If you want to check out my designs and my merch and all of my products, you can check out thetwistedvenus.com. And obviously, if you guys want to join my reading list at hipsy.com/violettaalexis before I go live, feel free to do that. Thanks a lot, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye for now. Hello. So, if you guys are the lantern, then this is going to be your portion of the reading. So, a soft glowing lantern for me represents truth in darkness. It represents illumination. It makes me think of the Hermit card in tarot as well. It also makes me think of clarity in uncertainty or in uncertain times. It also makes me think of healing or reassurance. So, for some of you, you feel like you're in need of some kind of reassuring or reassurance on some kind of path that you're on or in some kind of relationship that you've been entangled in some way. A lot of you could feel like you need guidance or you need someone to pave and or light the way for you. So, let's go ahead and see what this may mean for you guys. All right. What can you tell me for my lanterns? Letters from their future self. What can you tell me? The Two of Wands in reverse is where your future self is at right now. Urgent advice or knowledge from your future self. We have the Sun, Leo energy for some. Advice for the present moment, Six of Wands, double Leo energy. Interesting, interesting. Some of you, wow, triple Leo energy. What you're becoming, Strength in reverse. Parting words is the Hierophant. Lots of fixed energy. Taurus here now as well. So this is interesting to me. A lot of you guys have lost faith in some kind of way. There can be this loss of faith, or there can be some kind of spiritual or religious practice that you need to focus on, or for some of you it can be about needing to educate yourself in some kind of way. So maybe there is something that you really want to do, but you still need to get the education for it. It can be telling you that this would be the time. It's also telling me, in my opinion, that you guys need to have a strong footing. Like, if you guys don't have a strong foundation, whether it's morally in regards to your values, spirituality, and or religion, whatever the thing is that you believe in, or in your education, something about your fundamental structure of your life needs focused on. Okay. The Two of Wands in reverse, for your future self to show up this way, there can be this energy of uncertainty from your future self, not really being sure where to go exactly, or trying to figure out how to come out of one own's comfort zone and to choose a new path, the path less traveled. But it seems like your future self is essentially having a difficult time. I think that with this urgent advice or knowledge, this can be something in regards to a father figure. Okay. So for some of you, but for most of you, I think what this is about you needing to express yourself, be yourself, shine in the best way possible. Don't be afraid to go for the gold. Don't be afraid to get that recognition. Don't be afraid to hop on stage. Don't be afraid to express yourself in the loudest possible way that you can, right? And I don't mean like, you walk into a restaurant and, trauma dump on everybody and tell your life story. That's not what I mean, right? I'm talking about things like entrepreneurship, fame for some of you. Maybe you're a music artist. Maybe you actually do belong on stage, something like that. This may be an energy of you either getting to this point of fame at some point, or your future self telling you that it's a possibility, but here's how, right? Um, with that Strength in reverse, this is kind of the energy for you to be cautious around your ego, okay? Because there may be a point where you really do get the fame, or maybe you're getting it now, or you end up getting a lot of recognition, a lot of attention for something that you created, and it can really go to your head. So it's interesting that these are the parting words, because this is about staying grounded, staying humble in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because it's Taurian energy. At the end of the day, it's really about what you value. And it's making me think of Buddhism, I remember I was watching this video and he was like, "You always need to be steady right here. If somebody insults you, you don't go down here. You stay here. If somebody gives you a compliment, you don't go up here. You stay here. Always staying steady. It should never change." That's kind of what I'm getting with this specifically. So let's see who your future self is. The Two of Wands in reverse with the World, the Hangman. Wow. Wow. I think that for some of you, your future self is here and has gotten a new perspective of the world based around something that they have achieved. And it almost feels like, damn, yeah, maybe I wanted this, but at what cost? Yeah, maybe I wanted this, but like, for instance, right, when I got into social media, like, 8, 9 years ago, something like that, and I started doing it as a career, I got introduced to a plethora of characters, people. I saw how people operated, worked, and to be honest with you, it kind of tainted my view of them, and what I got in return for the chance to work from home and to get the level of popularity that I used to have at some point, literally at what cost, you know? And I'm kind of feeling like that. It doesn't mean you have anything to be afraid of. I see that you achieved something. You seem to have achieved something of great stature, something that is very reputable. But that Two of Wands in reverse is like, what did I do? Or how did I go about it? Or I kind of want to say like, mind your P's and Q's. Um, But I do believe it's made you more humble with that hangman there. The hangman is the energy of, like, letting go, but it can also be kinda 12th housey, okay, which can be a very, like, humbling house, but not humbling in the way where, like, you've been humiliated, you know? I mean, for some of you, sure, but it's like that humility of, like, wow, there are other people that are far greater than me, but, at the same time, yet I've still achieved this level, or something like that. So it seems like you have a very broad world perspective. What's that Two of Wands in reverse? The Ten of Swords in reverse. There's once again, mind your P's and Q's is what I wanna say. I'm not saying anything, "Oh my god," your reputation is gonna be ruined and everything is gonna be lost. That's not what I'm saying, but I do wanna say, like, what you're doing right now, make sure that it aligns with your morals and your values. It aligns with who you are and who you wanna be, okay? Because yeah. The sun energy for urgent advice. The way out is you. The way out is your heart space. The way out is what is in your heart, what drives that inner child. The way out of some kind of stuck feeling that you have is through that sense of creative self-expression, that sense of leadership and optimism, etc. For some of you, you need to listen to some kind of father figure in your life. I'm not saying necessarily your father, just a father figure, but it's going to help you come out of some kind of dark time or some kind of creative self-expression. I don't know, maybe become a YouTuber, maybe you become a writer, I don't know, maybe an actor, right? That's very Leo. But there can be something in regards to that where it's saying that's your way out. This can also be saying no matter what you are going through right now, you need to understand that not only is there a light at the end of the tunnel, the lantern. You are the light at the end of the tunnel. You are the lantern. Oh my God. You keep looking for somebody else to show you the way, and that's well and good, and you absolutely should. But I feel like that spiritual practice is your light that you're not seeing, and you're supposed to be a beacon of light for others. That's what the lantern is about. It's making me think of the hermit, which is also about humility, right? Which is also about humility, which is what we were talking about. And so I feel like there's this journey that you're on and you keep looking from something outside of yourself, and the thing is that you'll get it, but the thing that you've been looking for is you, you know? Like, the thing you've been looking for is you. Some of you have felt like you needed to be your own parent, is what I heard. Okay. The 6 of Wands for advice for the present. Okay. So this is about, in my opinion, you may get acknowledged. You may get acknowledged for your emotional maturity, for how you think, your sense of fairness, being a fair and kind person. It's very much like the balance between the heart and the mind, no? Very much a balance between the heart and the mind. And it may be saying, like, through all your fame that you may be getting here in the near future, because that's what I feel. I feel like it's also telling you not to forget where you came from, or not to forget who you truly are, not to forget your heart, not to forget about what it feels like to be treated with even a small level of kindness, small things like that is what I'm getting, because it's hard to see when the lights are so bright, right? It's hard to see when the lights are so bright, and sometimes the lights become so bright that our own light dims, becomes dimmer in the process, and we forget why that light started in the first place or was ignited in the first place. And then we become addicted to all the externals. Strength in reverse, 8 of Cups, Chariot. This is for what you're becoming. This makes me think of, like, the lion that gets in a fight with another lion, and, like, this is what happens when somebody decides to put on their big boy or big girl pants and still loses, you know? And once again, I do think that you're going to have a moment where you realize, okay, I was delusional about a certain aspect of myself, or, it kind of makes me think of, like, so, like, the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. Like, first of all, that was so staged. Okay. Mike got $20 million from that fight. Like, no, that was not real. Okay. I definitely feel like it could be that kind of situation where you're forced to kind of lose in a situation, or, like, imagine if that fight would have turned differently, right? Imagine if that fight with Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson would have went differently, where Mike Tyson was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'm going all out. I feel like there is a point where you may feel like Jake Paul in this situation, okay? Where, Mike Tyson goes all out a little bit. So, in regards to you, I want to say stay humble. Stay humble, stay grounded, stay present. And I think that what you are becoming, though, is somebody who fears God, or, does have fear but still can push through it regardless. So you're becoming a very brave person, but not after a little bit of taking a couple on the chin, you know what I'm saying? But it's good. I promise. It's good. Parting words, the 3 of Cups in reverse, the 6 of Cups in reverse. See how that Hierophant is looking away from this? See how he's faced this way? This makes me think of, with all the fame or the notoriety that you may get here in the near future, okay? Because you're clearly going to achieve something incredible here, but it's going to change your perspective, and maybe not in the way that you want it. Like, damn, ugh, a little bit, but you're still achieving something. And I even think the lessons that you're achieving, it's really going to make you take a step back and be like, well, damn, you know? Didn't see that coming, or, because you think Hangman, it's Neptune, it's an illusion. It's a little crazy, right? I think that between all of the notoriety or the applause or whatever, right? This the socializing, the people, do not stoop. Don't stoop. Don't stoop. Don't feel like you need to act a certain way in order to be included or whatever it may be. That Hierophant energy is about staying grounded, sticking to your morals and your values no matter what other people are doing. Okay? Don't feed into the crap. Prosperity lies ahead. Yes, it does. Breath of the cosmos. My will to thy will. Micromanaging the universe. Try not to clutch onto something. I was just saying in the sealed envelope one, it's like let go or be dragged. You know what I mean? Don't hold on to the things that you can't take with you. There's a reason why you can't take them with you. And don't cling on to the people, places, things that you have no control over. Because guess what? You don't have control over any of it. None of it. Only you and who you are and how you react or how you respond. And it's really all up to you at the end of the day. And how do you want to earn this prosperity? Is it through who you are or who you are not? That is the question. So that is what I have for you for my lantern people. Thank you guys so much. If you guys want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so at violetaalexis.com. If you want to pre-book your super chat question before the live, you can do so at hipsy.com/violetaalexis. If you want to read my writing, you can do so at wheredeadflowersbloom.com. And if you would like to purchase any of my designs from my store, whether it is coffee mugs, whether it is tumblers or art, you can do that at thetwistedvenus.com. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hello. So if you are the hourglass people, if you pick the hourglass, then this is going to be your portion of the reading. So, with the hourglass, you think of choices, time, obviously, transformation, what you do with that time, what you're doing with that transformation, even free will or alignment, what you're aligning with, who's aligning with you as your journey continues on, and personal evolution as well. I also think that this symbol represents wisdom that is also coming at the perfect time. It also may feel like you're running out of time for some of you, or like the time is passing you by and you're not really sure what to do with it. So let's go ahead and take a look. Show me letters from their future self for the people who picked. I just saw the Fool wanting to come out. The people who picked the Hourglass / Shuffle. The Nine of Wands in reverse. Some of you feel like giving up, like you're on the brink of giving up on something, or you're on the brink of giving in because you feel like you're running out of time. For some of you, this can be about a relationship where you feel like, oh God, like I'm running out of time. I might as well just settle down, or, you know, um, I'm, I have too much time, maybe I'll just give in to this thing that I know isn't good for me, but what else am I going to do to pass the time? I'm drinking chia seed water. So for some of you, I can see that being it. We have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, the Four of Pentacles, and the Three of Swords. That Nine of Wands, though, this position specifically, this is your future self. This is your future self. It seems like your future self is tired. Like your future self has been through the ringer. So for some of you, it can be that you're going through a really, really hard time right now, or you're getting ready where you just feel like, I just want to throw in the towel, in whichever way that may look like for you. Urgent advice or knowledge, the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Are you doing something? Are you busting your ass and not getting anywhere? Do you have a proper routine set up? Are you doing something that is not to your standard? Are you with somebody that is not to your standard? Are you working at a job that is not to your standard? Are you not working to your standard? Are you not living a life to your standard? And what does that look like for you? And how can you change that if you want to change it? So, advice for the present. Start brand new. Do the thing. Don't wait around. is kind of what I'm getting. Don't waste time is also what I'm getting. It's interesting because I never noticed this before until right now, but it looks like he has, it's hard to see it. Please focus. Anyway, it's a watch, or it's like he's holding a watch, which is like really weird. You can tell that this freaking card was made by AI. But he's holding like a clock or a watch or something like that, which I think is really, really interesting. So I feel like you guys are needing to learn something and actually put in the effort. Don't fuck around. Like, don't F off, is what I want to say. Just because that Eight of Pentacles in reverse can sometimes represent somebody who's just kind of screwing off and not doing what it is that they're supposed to be doing. So for some of you, if I'm going to be honest, for some of you, you're being a little lazy or you're doing a half-assed job because you hate what you do. So I'm wondering for some of you, if you're at this point where the standard is not being met or you just have completely lost passion in your job, this is a time to put energy into something new. Whether you need to educate yourself, whether you need to start something new, whatever it is. What you're becoming is the Five of Swords, is what your future self is telling you. Well, the Five of Swords doesn't always have to be super bad, but the Five of Swords can be somebody who practices underhanded tactics to get away with something or to get ahead in some way. For some of you, it can be that you're becoming so competitive that you may end up hurting people around you, or it can be that you're deceiving yourself in some aspect of your life. Okay. So maybe it is that you guys feel like you don't have enough time, so you're feeling like you need to kind of cut corners in order to succeed, which of course, I don't know what that looks like for you. Parting words, Page of Swords. So advice for the present and parting words are 2 pages, which tells me that there needs to be more information that you're needing to learn. There needs to be you initiating the start to something, you beginning something, you putting in the effort, you starting the podcast, you starting the business, you learning the course, whatever it is, and needing to do it. Your future self and where they're at right now is the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Four of Swords in reverse, and the Knight of Cups in reverse. My goodness. Mm. One word: exhausted. Exhausted. And I feel like it's because of this. You guys, for some of you, you are on the path to burnout. To burnout, to hating what you do, and something needs to change. Something absolutely needs to change. I want you guys to also make sure that you are taking care of your mental health, taking care of your mental health. And also, with that Knight of Cups in reverse, I really think it's important for you guys to delve into creativity a little bit. Okay. Delve into some creativity, take a creative path, lead a creative path in some way. Allow yourself to be vulnerable, whether it's with a romantic partner that you feel like has earned it, or whether it's in regards to your sense of creativity. And some of you are not being true to what your heart wants, and that's why your heart and mind are both suffering. Because it's like the mind and the heart, they don't live in the same house, but they live in the same neighborhood. They live next door to each other, right? So if the neighborhood is on fire, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? So make sure that you're being true to your heart. Um, sorry, I love chia seed water. It's so good. And taking care of your mind and resting when you need to rest. Like, take a break. Some of you need to take a break. Okay. Urgent advice or knowledge. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse with the Four of Wands in reverse and the Page of Cups in reverse. My goodness gracious. Okay. There may be some kind of family matter that really needs to be looked at, specifically with a child There can be some insecurities that a child is dealing with or some kind of home matter that needs to be dealt with in some kind of way. The effort needs to be put in, okay? For others of you, it can be that you are genuinely doing work in your life or you have something incorporated into your routine that is once again delaying or wearing you out. It can be delaying something that you really want in life. It's like, for instance, right? If I was still working my waitressing job at Outback, if I was still doing that, I wouldn't be here. Like if I still decided, "Oh, I'm just gonna keep doing that. I'm just gonna keep working my Outback job." Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I don't wanna do that, right? And if I continued to do that, I wouldn't be here right now. So for some of you, that's what it is. I think that it's very important for a lot of you to take care of your inner child. Some of you have been told that you need to do a certain thing, act a certain way, be in a certain profession or something like that, and that's just not true. So, but it's also saying, like, you can't play the victim in this. Like, I understand, like, listen. I understand circumstances happen and shit happens, and it's really hard not to play victim when you are one because you're not really playing, right? But now it's an opportunity for you to turn that around for yourself and become not the victim, become the exception or become the rule, right? Become who and or what you're supposed to become. Because I feel like the route that you're on, this is where your future self is right now. We need to change that. Which means that you're doing too much of the thing that you don't like doing, and it's wearing you down to a fucking nub. It's a no for me. The Page of Pentacles for advice for the present with the Emperor in reverse and the Fool. This is not about taking a hard ass approach, Emperor in reverse, Five of Swords, to something that you need to be starting in your life. This is about the Fool and the Page of Pentacles and taking this kind of approach to something new or to life that is almost coming from a place of innocence or coming from a place of curiosity, coming from a place of newness and freshness and excitement and trusting in God, trusting on your path in some way and not feeling like you have to be a certain thing or you have to be in control or you have to be some kind of leader in this very moment or whatever the case is. No, just start the new thing. Put in some effort. Don't be a slouch. Put in the effort to the thing that you want to change. Put in the effort to the journey that you're wanting to truly take. One step at a time, like little tiny, dainty little steps, no matter how small. But don't try to be something you're not. Don't try to like, walk into a new job and act like you own the place or act like you know everything or, It's kind of like is it from The Art of War? I can't remember. But it says like don't outshine the master. And that's not what I'm really getting at, but I am saying just try to lead with a more innocent and curious disposition. The Five of Swords for what you're becoming, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Star. Okay. Tell me about that Five of Swords. Okay, well, that's not too bad. I think that you just have a very strong determination to get to a certain level of independence regarding your dreams, which I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I just want to say be cautious of how you go about it. Try not to abuse your power in any kind of way, especially with that Emperor in reverse. Be cautious of that. Be cautious of taking shortcuts. I want to say that a slow and steady approach is very important. Um And but also don't underestimate yourself because I feel like you guys are a lot more capable than you realize at times. I think that you're also becoming somebody who can be very inspiring to others, maybe somebody who can share their knowledge about beauty or about independence or about codependency or about self-worth or self-value, in some way. So for some of you, you guys can be a little bit of a beacon of light for that. Now, the Page of Swords is for parting words. So we have the Page of Swords, the Devil in reverse, and the Six of Swords. These are for the parting words from your higher self. So it's saying, get curious. The Devil in reverse to the Six of Swords makes me think of whatever this is, like the past or the things that make you feel victimized, the trauma from your childhood that is very prominent in your life now, and how you deal with relationships and how you deal with life and all of those things. Be aware of that. Be aware of those toxic behaviors. Be aware of those red flags in others, but also in yourself, and learn how to move on from them. Right? There's plenty of resources out there for you guys to be able to figure that out. For some of you, it's just about you have a lack mindset and you feel like you have to do the same thing for the rest of your life. Maybe it's something like that. It's saying that, guess what? That's not true. And those old beliefs or patterns that you've been holding on to, or whatever it is, those traumas are not serving you in this very moment. So this is about, once again, coming in with a fresh set of eyes, a fresh heart, a fresh mind into something new that is going to help you with a brand new path that is meant for you. And I feel like with that hourglass thing, it's like the time is now. It's not going to wait for you. It's not going to wait for you. Don't let pride get in your way, and share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. So I want to say, when it comes to pride, or when it comes to feeling like you have to succeed at something just for a competitive flair, or where you feel like you have to be something because you have to prove something or whatever, let me be the first to tell you, you don't. I feel like with this share your song, frequency of sound, and diving deep card, this is about truly pulling your inner child, or pulling that authentic heart from yourself, and being like, okay, what do we actually want? Like having a real good talk with that inner child and being like, what do we want? And your answer is going to be who you were before everyone told you that you couldn't be that anymore. That person. That's who you need to become. And the best part about it is you actually don't need to become it. You just need to unbecome what you are now. And I'm not talking about letting go of lessons and the good parts. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the extras that you felt like you had to add on to yourself, or your mindset, or the way that you talk, or whatever, because people told you that that was the right way. And so now you've contorted yourself into, you can unbecome that. So that is what I have for you for my hourglass people. Thank you guys so much. If you want to book a reading with me, then you can do so at violettaalexis.com. If you would like to pre-book your super chat before I go live, then you can do so at hipsy.com/violettaalexis. Check out my shop at thetwistedvenus.com. There's all kind of goodies there, like art and mugs and tumblers and hoodies and t-shirts, all of my designs. And I hope that you guys have a good one. You can also read my writing at wheredeadflowersbloom.com. Can't forget that. So have a good one, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.